英語の不規則動詞、不定詞、過去形、過去分詞。第2話。
English irregular verbs. Infinitive verb. Past tense. Past participle. English irregular verbs. Infinitive verb. Past tense. Past participle.
寝る、
Sleep. Slept. Slept. Sleep. Slept. Slept.
私は通常毎晩8時間寝ます。
I usually sleep for 8 hours every night. I usually sleep for 8 hours every night.
彼女は疲れていたので、昨夜早く寝ました。
She slept early last night because she was tired. She slept early last night because she was tired.
彼らは映画を見ている間ずっと寝ていました。
They have slept through the entire movie. They have slept through the entire movie.
話す、
Speak. Spoke. Spoken. Speak. Spoke. Spoken.
私は毎日友達と英語で話します。
I speak English with my friends every day. I speak English with my friends every day.
彼は昨日その問題についてマネージャーと話しました。
He spoke to the manager about the issue yesterday. He spoke to the manager about the issue yesterday.
彼女はいくつかの国際会議で講演しています。
She has spoken at several international conferences. She has spoken at several international conferences.
立つ、
Stand. Stood. Stood. Stand. Stood. Stood.
私は毎朝バス停に立っています。
I stand at the bus stop every morning. I stand at the bus stop every morning.
彼女はドアのそばに立って彼を待っていました。
She stood by the door waiting for him. She stood by the door waiting for him.
彼らは困難な時期を共に乗り越えてきました。
They have stood together through difficult times. They have stood together through difficult times.
取る、
Take. Took. Taken. Take. Took. Taken.
コートを預かってください。
Let me take your coat. Let me take your coat.
彼は先週、犬を獣医に連れて行きました。
He took his dog to the vet last week. He took his dog to the vet last week.
私の名前はリストから削除されました。
My name had been taken off the list. My name had been taken off the list.
教える、
Teach. Taught. Taught. Teach. Taught. Taught.
私は地元の学校で英語を教えています。
I teach English at a local school. I teach English at a local school.
彼女は子供たちに読み書きを教えました。
She taught her children to read and write. She taught her children to read and write.
彼は大学でいくつかのコースを教えています。
He has taught several courses at the university. He has taught several courses at the university.
伝える、
Tell. Told. Told. Tell. Told. Told.
私は週末の予定を友達に話します。
I tell my friends about my weekend plans. I tell my friends about my weekend plans.
彼女は昨日彼にそのニュースを伝えました。
She told him the news yesterday. She told him the news yesterday.
彼らは私たちにスケジュールの変更について伝えました。
They have told us about the changes to the schedule. They have told us about the changes to the schedule.
考える、
Think. Thought. Thought. Think. Thought. Thought.
私は家族のことをよく考えます。
I think about my family often. I think about my family often.
彼は会議が明日に予定されていると思っていました。
He thought the meeting was scheduled for tomorrow. He thought the meeting was scheduled for tomorrow.
彼女は将来の計画についてよく考えました。
She has thought a lot about her future plans. She has thought a lot about her future plans.
理解する、
Understand. Understood. Understood. Understand. Understood. Understood.
指示をはっきりと理解しました。
I understand the instructions clearly. I understand the instructions clearly.
彼は説明を受けて問題を理解しました。
He understood the problem after the explanation. He understood the problem after the explanation.
彼女は最初からその概念を理解していました。
She has understood the concept since the beginning. She has understood the concept since the beginning.
起きる、
Wake. Woke. Woken. Wake. Woke. Woken.
私は毎日午前6時に起きます。
I wake up at 6 a.m. every day. I wake up at 6 a.m. every day.
彼は疲れていたので今朝は遅く起きました。
He woke up late this morning because he was tired. He woke up late this morning because he was tired.
彼らは日の出を見るために早く起きました。
They have woken up early to catch the sunrise. They have woken up early to catch the sunrise.
書く、
Write. Wrote. Written. Write. Wrote. Written.
私は毎晩日記を書いています。
I write in my journal every evening. I write in my journal every evening.
彼女は先週友達に手紙を書きました。
She wrote a letter to her friend last week. She wrote a letter to her friend last week.
彼は雑誌にいくつかの記事を書いています。
He has written several articles for the magazine. He has written several articles for the magazine.
発生する、
Arise. Arose. Arisen. Arise. Arose. Arisen.
すべてのプロジェクトで新たな課題が発生します。
New challenges arise in every project. New challenges arise in every project.
昨日の会議中に問題が発生しました。
A problem arose during the meeting yesterday. A problem arose during the meeting yesterday.
ポリシー変更以降、いくつかの問題が発生しています。
Several issues have arisen since the policy change. Several issues have arisen since the policy change.
耐える、熊。
Bear. Boar. Born. Bear. Boar. Born.
私は仕事で重い責任を負っています。
I bear a heavy responsibility at work. I bear a heavy responsibility at work.
彼女は事故後、勇敢に痛みに耐えました。
She bore the pain bravely after the accident. She bore the pain bravely after the accident.
負担は労働者が負いました。
The load was borne by the workers. The load was borne by the workers.
ビート。击敗。
Beat. Beat. Beaten. Beat. Beat. Beaten.
ケーキ用に卵を溶きます。
I beat the eggs for the cake. I beat the eggs for the cake.
彼は決勝戦で相手に勝ちました。
He beat his opponent in the final match. He beat his opponent in the final match.
その犬は前の飼い主に殴られていました。
The dog had been beaten by its previous owner. The dog had been beaten by its previous owner.
バインド。
Bind. Bound. Bound. Bind. Bound. Bound.
書類をクリップで閉じます。
I bind the documents with a clip. I bind the documents with a clip.
彼女は自分の人生を社会のルールに縛っていました。
She bound her life by the rules of the society. She bound her life by the rules of the society.
パッケージは文字列でバインドされていました。
The package was bound with string. The package was bound with string.
出血。
Bleed. Bled. Bled. Bleed. Bled. Bled.
誤って自分を傷つけてしまい、出血し始めました。
I accidentally cut myself and started to bleed. I accidentally cut myself and started to bleed.
事故後、彼は大量に出血しました。
He bled a lot after the accident. He bled a lot after the accident.
彼女は今月、何度か鼻から出血しました。
She has bled from her nose several times this month. She has bled from her nose several times this month.
作る。
Build. Built. Built. Build. Built. Built.
私は趣味で模型飛行機を作っています。
I build model airplanes as a hobby. I build model airplanes as a hobby.
彼は去年の夏、裏庭に新しい小屋を建てました。
He built a new shed in his backyard last summer. He built a new shed in his backyard last summer.
彼らは過去10年間で成功したビジネスを築き上げました。
They have built a successful business over the past decade. They have built a successful business over the past decade.
投げる
Cast. 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 Cast.
私は湖に釣り糸を投げました。
I cast a fishing line into the lake. I cast a fishing line into the lake.
彼女は昨日選挙で投票しました。
She cast her vote in the election yesterday. She cast her vote in the election yesterday.
沈む太陽によって影が作られました。
The shadows were cast by the setting sun. The shadows were cast by the setting sun.
捕まえる、病気になる、乗る。
Catch. Caught. Caught. Catch. Caught. Caught.
私は毎朝バスに乗って仕事に行きます。
I catch the bus to work every morning. I catch the bus to work every morning.
彼は雨の中外に出た誤風邪をひきました。
He caught a cold after being out in the rain. He caught a cold after being out in the rain.
彼女は釣り旅行中に魚を何匹か釣りました。
She has caught several fish during her fishing trip. She has caught several fish during her fishing trip.
選択
Choose. Chose. Chosen. Choose. Chose. Chosen.
私はパーティー用に青いシャツを選びました。
I choose the blue shirt for the party. I choose the blue shirt for the party.
彼は赤い車を選びました。それが彼の好きな色だったからです。
He chose the red car because it was his favorite color. He chose the red car because it was his favorite color.
彼女は今週末に読む新しい本を選びました。
She has chosen a new book to read this weekend. She has chosen a new book to read this weekend.
しがみつく
Cling. Clung. Clung. Cling. Clung. Clung.
私は子供の頃の古い思い出にしがみついています。
I cling to my old memories from childhood. I cling to my old memories from childhood.
彼女は嵐の間、母親にしがみついていました。
She clung to her mother during the storm. She clung to her mother during the storm.
その子供は一日中、お気に入りのおもちゃにしがみついていました。
The child has clung to her favorite toy all day. The child has clung to her favorite toy all day.
過ごす
Cost. 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 Cost.
新しい電話機の価格は$500です。
The new phone costs $500. The new phone costs $500.
修理費用は予想よりも高額です。
The repairs cost more than we expected. The repairs cost more than we expected.
このプロジェクトには多くの時間と労力がかかりました。
The project has cost us a lot of time and effort. The project has cost us a lot of time and effort.
忍び寄る
creep, crept, crept, creep, crept, crept.
誰も起こさないように、私は静かに階段を降ります。
I creep quietly down the stairs so I don't wake anyone. I creep quietly down the stairs so I don't wake anyone.
彼は友達を驚かせるために部屋に忍び込みました。
He crept into the room to surprise his friends. He crept into the room to surprise his friends.
今朝は霧が谷間に忍び寄っています。
The fog has crept over the valley this morning. The fog has crept over the valley this morning.
対処
Deal, dealt, dealt, deal, dealt, dealt.
私は毎日顧客サービスの問題に対処しています。
I deal with customer service issues every day. I deal with customer service issues every day.
彼女は困難な状況に冷静に対処しました。
She dealt with the difficult situation calmly. She dealt with the difficult situation calmly.
彼らはビジネスにおいて多くの課題に対処してきました。
They have dealt with many challenges in their business. They have dealt with many challenges in their business.
ダイビング
Dive, dove, dived, dive, dove, dived.
私は毎年夏にプールに飛び込みます。
I dive into the pool every summer. I dive into the pool every summer.
彼は犬を救うために水に飛び込みました。
He dove into the water to save the dog. He dove into the water to save the dog.
彼女はスキューバダイビングの遠征に何度か参加しています。
She has dived in several scuba diving expeditions. She has dived in several scuba diving expeditions.
描く
Draw, drew, drawn, draw, drew, drawn.
私は毎晩スケッチブックに絵を描きます。
I draw pictures in my sketchbook every evening. I draw pictures in my sketchbook every evening.
彼女は先週末、美しい風景を描きました。
She drew a beautiful landscape last weekend. She drew a beautiful landscape last weekend.
彼はこのプロジェクトのために詳細な地図をいくつか描きました。
He has drawn several detailed maps for the project. He has drawn several detailed maps for the project.
飲み物
Drink, drank, drunk, drink, drank, drunk.
私は毎朝コーヒーを飲みます。
I drink coffee every morning. I drink coffee every morning.
彼女はランニングの後にコップ一杯の水を飲みました。
She drank a glass of water after her run. She drank a glass of water after her run.
彼らは冷蔵庫のジュースを全部飲みました。
They have drunk all the juice from the fridge. They have drunk all the juice from the fridge.
運転
Drive, drove, driven, drive, drove, driven.
私は毎日車で通勤します。
I drive to work every day. I drive to work every day.
彼は先週末、車で海に行きました。
He drove to the beach last weekend. He drove to the beach last weekend.
彼女は国中を2回運転しました。
She has driven across the country twice. She has driven across the country twice.
戦い
Fight. Fought. Fought. Fight. Fought. Fought.
警察が呼ばれて戦いを止めた。
Police were called in to break up the fight. Police were called in to break up the fight.
彼らは戦いで勇敢に戦った。
They fought bravely in the battle. They fought bravely in the battle.
彼女は生涯を通じて不正と戦ってきた。
She has fought against injustice her whole life. She has fought against injustice her whole life.
禁止
Forbid. Forbade. Forbidden. Forbid. Forbade. Forbidden.
私は子供たちに夜更かしを禁じています。
I forbid my children from staying up too late. I forbid my children from staying up too late.
先生は授業中に携帯電話を使うことを生徒に禁じています。
The teacher forbade the students from using their phones during class. The teacher forbade the students from using their phones during class.
立ち入り禁止区域への立ち入りを禁止しています。
They have forbidden access to the restricted area. They have forbidden access to the restricted area.
凍らせる
Freeze. Froze. Frozen. Freeze. Froze. Frozen.
残り物は後で使うために冷凍します。
I freeze leftovers to use later. I freeze leftovers to use later.
湖は冬の間に凍りました。
The lake froze over during the winter. The lake froze over during the winter.
彼女は詐欺を防ぐためにクレジットカードの口座を凍結しました。
She has frozen her credit card accounts to prevent fraud. She has frozen her credit card accounts to prevent fraud.
Thanks for watching.